Hello, I am roaringbug, and welcome to my Sims 4 speed build. Today, as you saw in the first image, I am building a red Victorian base game house. I don't have the very beginning of when I started on this house because I had some technical difficulties, so I lost like the first few seconds of making this house. But I don't think he missed too much. It was just the bare bones of the house. And frankly, I think the roofing is the hardest part of doing a build. And I know a lot of people will probably agree with me. So I didn't lose the footage of me roofing the house. So this house is based off, it's loosely based off that real image of a Victorian house. That's an image I found on Pinterest. The Pinterest picture that I found only showed it from the right side, and the porch isn't quite right because I found a second image later on that showed that the porch is actually symmetrical and not asymmetrical, but I left it because I am not going to change it. I think it's fine being an asymmetrical porch. And the reason why I built this house is built in the realm of, not realm of magic, it's built in the vampire world. It's built in the starter lot that has like a really tiny starter house. And because of story progression, there was a household that did auto progression in this house, and I felt kind of bad for that sim because it was one adult and 4 children, and I was like, that starter house, which is only a 1-bedroom house, is not enough room for 5 sims. So I decided to make this house large enough to house 5 sims. So I just, like I said, I picked the style of this house off Pinterest and I just started building it. So as you can see, this build is very red, hence the name, and it has like this, I guess it's like a double tower. It has like this center piece with a 3-fold window in the front, and it has the tower off to the side, which makes the house asymmetrical to begin with, regardless of the porch. And this house is completely base game, so you can, anyone who has The Sims could use it. If you're wondering how I did that topper on the large tower, it just has a tiny 1x1 room in the middle, and it has the one square roof piece, and I just pulled it up to make like a tower on the top of it. So it really isn't that complicated to make. And I just gave it very, I don't know, just very basic swatch for the roof and for all of these little pieces. It's just red, white, and black, or an off black color. I know that the Growing Together pack is very exciting and very, very like hot news right now. And, you know, for those who are waiting and making sure your Sims don't have any babies until the pack is out, you can, I know some people are probably going to do like the 100 baby challenge. I think this is a pretty good house if you wanted to do that. It's a pretty good house to use. Like I said, it's all base game. And it just has enough bells and whistles to make it fancy. So right now I'm doing another 3-folded window, but I didn't have enough room to have a plain wall on either side, so I moved the house out a little bit more. If I made this house exactly like the picture, I think I would probably need a larger lot size because the house is actually very, very deep, and because I could tell from the picture the house is much deeper, and the side here that I'm putting windows, that's a little bit wider on the left side, but I just put some elements in the spirit of it because I'm not making an exact copy of my reference picture. I'm just making an approximate version of this house in The Sims, because proportions in The Sims isn't really, it doesn't translate perfectly from real life because it's just stuck in this grid system. And like I said, if I wanted it to look exactly like the picture, it would have to be on a much larger lot. And like gameplay wise, you don't really need like a tremendous mansion amount of space. I think this house has an adequate amount of space, especially for, like I said, this house is for 5 Sims. But if you wanted, you could fit probably the max amount of Sims, because one of the bedrooms I turned into a playroom, but you'll see that later on when I do the furnishing. So right now I'm just raising the platform and putting some stairs on this house, and I'm raising the last 3rd floor to a higher roof size because I felt like it was a little too short, and I wanted to use that other kind of roof trim, but I couldn't get it to go on the build, so I'm trying to build a platform because it will appear on a platform, but it won't appear on a plain roof. So there, you see right there, I just added it now, and it'll take it, gosh, I don't remember the name of what that thing is called offhand, but it's like the trim of the roof. And I turned the top part of the roof, that's supposed to be the topper, I made it from pointy to rounded just because I thought it would look more, I don't know, I thought it would look nicer. The original picture, it's all pointed, but I can't get the height of the topper of the roof section in The Sims, because if you only have a 1x1 roof piece and try to pull the top up, it's actually really short. It won't go to, it kind of like goes halfway on shortest wall height in height. And I really want it to be like, I don't know, like I want it to be as tall as either the full length of a shirt wall in height, but it just won't do it. So I was like, forget it, you're going to be round. You're not going to be pointed. It just looks like a weird little nub. And now what you just saw is I deleted the interior walls so I can start furnishing. So right now I'm just figuring out a floor plan. That's why I'm going back and forth. This room, this bump out, is going to be a kitchen. And this main room here that I put the chandelier in, this is going to be the seal building, living room / everything open plan room. And upstairs is just going to be bedrooms and a couple of bathrooms. So I'm just putting down these lights. I think they look like pretty traditional lights. And I put down that bed just because I need scaling, because even though I know how many tiles a bed is, I still need to put a bed down in order to figure out the size of the bedrooms, so I can figure out how Sims will navigate the space. So there, this is the floor plan that I did. Kind of made like a little bit of a hallway so that you can reach the other rooms, because I realized you wouldn't be able to reach the rooms without an internal hall. And the tower is going to be a bathroom. So now I'm just putting down railing for the stairs, and I am putting down some doors. So yeah, basically everything inside the house is going to be base game. and I wanted this master primary bedroom to have its own ensuite bathroom, so it's just going to be in the front. It's a weird shape, but I think having a private bathroom is a plus. So I was like, I don't care, it's weird. And this one adult in this house, her favorite color is purple. So the interior of this house has a lot of like browns and purples and pinks in it, just because I just wanted some kind of, I don't know, some kind of theme going on in the house. And I'm just putting down all of the flooring for the first and second floor. So now I am furnishing this kitchen, again with Basegame items. If you don't like any of the interior but you like this house and you just want to like change it up, feel free. I just put a lot of just basic stuff because I'm not going to play these Sims. Like I said, it's just this story progression house that I saw where this poor lady had 4 kids, and I was like, you have no space. I will go down and give you space. So that's what I'm doing. And like I said, I just wanted everything to be Basegame just so that I would have some kind of reference, because it can get pretty crazy decorating if you use all the packs. So I just gave myself the restriction to make this house into a Basegame house. And like I said, the Growing Together pack is coming out soon, so there's going to be a lot of family gameplay for everyone in the future to test out the new infants. And, you know, this is a very family-friendly house. And just to let you know, that rug does not stay. So, yeah, I was like, oh my god, that rug is hideous. So I put down this rug, the tried and true rug here, that's Basegame, and I put it on an angle. If you're wondering, if you want to put a rug on an angle like that, where you can hold it and rotate it, you have to change the camera to camera 3. It restricts your movement, but if you hold down Alt and use your mouse to wiggle it around and rotate it, you can rotate freely where you want that rug to be. Personally, I like using camera 4 because I like zooming in and out just by using the scroll finger control on my mouse. And I find that it's easier than if I use camera 3, because it won't let you zoom in and out with the mouse. So, like I said, I'm trying to furnish this house for 4 kids. I thought about putting like a toddler bed, because you know this Sim is probably gonna have more kids. But I was like, I changed it, and I just change it and furnish this house for the Sims that currently live here versus any future Sims that might live here. Because when I do like interior design and do like the decor for a house that I know I'm not gonna play, I usually set it up for a toddler and for a child, because I don't really know what's gonna be in this house, so I just cover all my bases. Like I said, this house is just for 4 kids, so I just kept it for 4 kids. For my own gameplay, I don't know if it's just me, but when I build a house and I'm personally going to use it for my gameplay, I make them very simple. I don't make complicated houses. I make either like a modern house, or if I do make like a Victorian house, I try to make sure that nothing is gonna get in my way when I do half cutaway walls. So my houses are on the plain side, but regardless, I am not heavy on clutter. And I know that The Sims is leaning in the direction of doing a lot of clutter. I think we had like the bathroom clutter kit, and we had like the like clutter items, and then we had like that clutter kit that was created by Plumbella, which is like pastel clutter. And I've seen the items in other builds and on YouTube, and you know, they look interesting, but like I said, I'm not heavy when it comes to clutter. And I've had the unfortunate result of accidentally killing a sim because they couldn't navigate around clutter. I mean, it makes like funny gameplay, like some drama, having a sim die behind clutter. But it's a good sign when you have too much clutter, when you can kill a sim with it. So now I'm just doing some furnishing, and I put down the basics, which is like a chess table and a computer and a stereo. And you saw me just struggle right now putting this curtain on the windows, and in order to get around it, what I did is I used the bb.move objects and then control 9 to raise up and control 0 to raise down objects. And it's a pretty good in-game cheat in order to place items when you know that you're having a hard time placing them. Because curtains are kind of tricky. Sometimes they don't snap into place, or they'll glitch out and they'll snap on the outside wall, which I don't know. Like, if you build, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. And I use this Basegame debug pole thing as a topper. I get rid of that one that I'm putting down because I forgot I had like a 4th floor. I just couldn't see it because I'm not scrolling all the way up. But I get rid of it at the end when I go through my check on the house. And now I'm going through the build and buy debug catalog, and I'm just getting all of these debug trees. So for those who don't know, debug items are all of the set dressing in the world. And if you are on PC, you just type in some cheats commands and you can access it. These items have no in-game costs, but they also don't have any gameplay. In fact, your Sims are just going to ignore them and just walk right through them. So they're just there to be pretty. But yeah, I don't think it really matters when you're just doing landscaping. And the landscape items, like, I have seasons, and I don't think I've ever seen anything weird with the plants in seasons. I think they operate normally, like the plants you see around on the world. And I'm just putting down some plants and trying to make this lot seem a little bit more natural. And I put down this debug fence. It's a really nice red brick fence, and I think it fits this house. I mean, the house is all red brick, so I think it's a really good match to the style of the house. Sometimes when you overlap items, they kind of glitch. You're gonna see it, like when you move the camera, you'll notice that an item will flicker when you move, but I don't think anyone's gonna look that closely at a fence, and I didn't really notice that too much when I put this fence down. And this is me using the camera 3 and rotating with Alt. And this is when I tried to make this entrance symmetrical, which is weird because this whole front is not symmetrical. But I use the grid in order to count how many tiles so I can get this entrance to look symmetrical, and I use that outdoor light, and I use the 9 key in order to raise it up, and I sized it up as well. So I can put like a little light post on the entrance of the house. And I put this monkey bar, which is a skill building item. So if you do gameplay, like that monkey bar is supposed to help your child Sims with their movement skill. If you're new to playing The Sims, I recommend that you make your child Sims become a scout, because if they complete all of the tasks, they will get a bonus in learning skills faster. I didn't do it when I first played The Sims, but I kind of do that now all the time when I do my own personal gameplay. I always make the kids into scouts so that they can just get the bonus. And yeah, that's when I realized, oh, I have a 4th floor there. So now I'm into my screenshots. So if you like this build, it's on the gallery at roaringbug, all one word. Please like, subscribe, or leave me a comment. I'd like to also extend my appreciation to my subscribers. Some of them I have left you my thanks at the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.